Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Unit Reviews. If you don't know what this series is, this is a series where you guys show me your units and I rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 to determine how good they are. And we're trying to see who has the best characters in Genshin Impact. Let's get into the video. Also, before we get into that, I just like to tell you guys that if you want to get your own account review, you can go and check out my Discord. The link will be in the description below. I also leave a pinned comment. If you want to get your own unit reviewed, all you have to do is join, go to the unit review channel, and there will be a message in the pinned section there. All you have to do is follow the instructions given there, send the message in the unit review section, and your unit will be submitted for review. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into the video. First up here, we have Joe, and they wanted me to review their Yoimiya. Let's get into these. I'm going to try to do these just a little quicker so we can get more in per episode. Usually I do like 4 or 5 per episode, but I'm going to try to get like 7 or 8 done in an episode. So I'm going to speed these up just a tiny bit. So first thing we want to check, weapon, Rust, R5, perfect. Best in slot weapon for Yoimiya, that's what I like to see. Artifacts, 4 Shinobu. I think technically 4 Crimson is a little better, but 4 Shinobu isn't bad by any means. Constellation 0, fine and dandy. And 10, 10, 6. Honestly, you don't need a 10 her burst. I did because I'm a Yoimiya simp, but I do not recommend leveling up her burst, and this is just as fine for Yoimiya, leveling up her normal attack and her E. This is good. Okay, let's check the artifacts. This is where it counts. An okay hat, not by any means the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it gets by. Again, another mediocre piece, not the greatest thing in the world. This is a really nice piece. That is a really, really nice piece. That is above 40 crit value. Keeper piece right here. The thing is with having Rust 2 is that you gotta have good crit stats on these pieces, or else your crit ratio isn't going to be so good, and you're already running a crit damage hat, so your crit rate must be pretty low as it is. And what's happening here? Elemental Mastery Goblet. I mean, Elemental Mastery Sands. Oh no. You must have just got really unlucky and not got an attack percent run. I can't believe you're running this with, you know, the intent of running an Elemental Mastery Sands. There's just no way. And pyro damage bonus, really good pyro damage. That is knocking on the door of 40 crit value, really good piece. What's your split? Let's see. 61 and 179, not too bad. Okay, so the only recommendation I really have for you here is obviously getting better crit stats on some of these pieces. Other than that, you have her best in slot free-to-play weapon, and you have her talents at the optimal spot. What I would recommend though is you don't need this 23% crit damage. Getting an attack percent piece with crap substats would provide much more value for you than just having an elemental mastery piece with a little bit of crit damage on it. 20 crit value isn't even that much. So yeah, no, definitely a solid Yoimiya. I'm gonna say this Yoimiya is a solid 8 out of 10. Let's move on to the next build. Next up, we have Yulai, and they wanted me to review their Chongyun. Not often do you see a 90 Chongyun in the very first character spot in the character showcase. This is gonna be a unique one. Surely, oh no, not again. We're not seeing another main DPS 4-star. Oh, 1800 attack Chongyun. What's the weapon? Oh no. Oh, Redhorn Stone Thresher. Okay, 88% crit damage. Oh, this Chongyun's gonna be nuts, isn't it? 4-piece, oh no, okay, you are running sub DPS Chongyun then. Okay, if it was main DPS Chongyun, they'd probably be running 4 Blizzard. So I think we can cross that off the list. Yeah, C6, that's perfectly fine. Okay, never mind. Main DPS Chongyun. I wrote it off because you're not rocking the right artifact set for it, but oh my gosh. If you do have his normal attack crown though, wouldn't you rather just use 4 Blizzard than 2 Blizzard, 2 Noblesse? Well, I guess let's see the subs first. Maybe you just don't have the pieces to justify doing a 4 Blizzard. But the thing is, 4 Blizzard gives you 40% crit rate. So I can't see why you'd not do it. Unless you're just not using Chongyun in a freeze comp. Okay, let's see these pieces. That's pretty good. The 3 flat stats, unlucky. What are you gonna do? That's, yeah, man. I try to get a better piece there. That's pretty good. I really like this piece. That's a 40 plus crit value piece. Or not 40 plus, a little below it. That's a nuts piece for being an attack sands. Gosh darn. That is knocking on the door of 40 crit value. I think it's just a little under. And that's, it's not bad. 13 crit rate. I mean, that brings you up to like 26. Not terrible, not great. I'm not gonna lie, the other stats on this piece are pretty dead besides the crit rate, so not the greatest thing in the world. So what is your split then? 71 200. Oh my gosh. So I was gonna suggest doing 4 Blizzard, but if you're at 71 205, you might not even need 4 Blizzard. 2-piece Cryo Resonance might just give you enough. But what you can do is do a 2-piece Glad or 2-piece Shimunawa. Switch off this piece as soon as possible because it's trash is my first recommendation. But what I do like about this build is just the fact that you build a Chongyun. Because not every day that you see a main DPS Chongyun, and I really rate that. Except I won't lie, you are running him on cryo damage bonus, so you can really only use his normal attack during his burst uptime. So half the time he's not even useful as a main DPS and he won't function as one. But I guess when you have his burst up, he works just fine. But in terms of your crit ratio, your overall stats, your attack, taking everything else into account, your artifacts, I'm going to say your Chongyun is a solid 9 out of 10. Let's move on to the next build. Next up, we have Lusa, and they wanted me to review their Tighnari. Now, this is interesting, because if you have a good Tighnari, that's kind of nuts. I mean, this character just came out. My Tighnari is still pretty bad, to be completely honest. So I'm interested to see what yours is like. So let's see here. 1300 attack, 308 AM. That's pretty balanced. That's what I like to see. Weapon, Aqua Simulacra. Not his best in slot, but definitely not a bad weapon by any means. Aqua Simulacra is an absolutely nuts weapon, so not bad by any means. 4 Wanderer's Troop, his best in slot, I believe. Constellation 0, that's fine. 10, 10, 10 on the talents. Okay, you already have a triple crown Tighnari? How? This character like just came out yesterday. Okay, not that, it was like, it has been like 30 days. Okay. Let's not overreact now, Keqing. Let's see these artifacts. So, what are we working with here? Really not attack percent? What? You must have a Dendro damage bonus goblet then. You do, but it's bad. I can't knock you too hard for this because obviously it just came out. And honestly, for getting an on-set one, it's not that terrible. And you have some energy recharge, some attack percent. This piece, honestly, for the fact that Dendro damage bonus just came out and you already have a piece like this, I respect it. It's not a good piece, but it's a piece that does the job. What's this hat like? Whoa! Almost 30 crit value. That's what we like to see. Imagine if this flat HP roll was crit damage. That's a nuts hat. This is a pretty good piece too. But for being an off piece, I would say you must have a better one, right? Oh my gosh. That is 40. That's 45 crit value. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right then. Obviously I would recommend attack percent. I know Elemental Mastery is good. Don't get me wrong. But your attack is 1300. Not terrible, actually. You know what? Elemental Mastery might actually be fine for this, because you do have a lot of attack just from having Aqua Simulacra, which is a really good weapon. So you know what? You're probably fine, actually. Elemental Mastery is probably pretty good. What's your split like? Let's see. 70-209. That's really good. The fact that Tighnari just came out and you already have a build like this, that's absolutely nuts. Obviously, this piece can be improved. I don't need to say that. You should just know that. But other than that, you have 2 god pieces. And then 1 mediocre piece and a pretty good piece. But for being an off piece, I could definitely see an improvement. But all around, a very solid Tighnari. I would say, because of this character's recent release and the fact that you have the optimal talents for him, almost the optimal weapon, and some damn good artifacts, I'm going to give your Tighnari a solid 9.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Starry, and they wanted me to review their Keqing. Okay, let's look at your Keqing. Level 90 out of 90, 2k attack? Damn, what's your weapon then? Primordial Jade Cutter? Lion's Roar? Wait, that's really good then. This only has 510 base attack. Are you running 2 attack percent pieces? Let's see, wait 1 second. Attack percent? No, you're not. Okay, 2k attack isn't too shabby then. God damn. Okay, let's see the pieces here then. Oh, wait, actually, first, let's see the Constellation. Constellation 2 means you lost a couple 50-50s, but if you really like Keqing, then I guess it's a good thing. 777 on the talents, not the optimal talents. Maybe you don't like your Keqing too much, just a smidge. But let's take a look at these artifacts. Pretty good piece. Energy recharge, crit damage, elemental mastery. Yeah, not a bad piece by any means. You don't necessarily need energy recharge on Keqing. She gets her burst back on cooldown pretty much anyways. So the energy recharge is a little unnecessary. You kind of want more crit damage, but not a bad piece. This is a really, really nice piece. That's a 40 crit value piece. Solid, solid piece. Another really solid piece. Not 40 crit value, but it has some attack percent and a little bit of crit rate, crit damage, which is perfect. This piece is a little cope, I won't lie to you. EM isn't the greatest on Keqing, unless you're running her with some elemental mastery based comp. I guess this would be more helpful with Dendro now, so maybe this isn't the deadest stat, but you kind of want crit rate as a second stat here, right? So it's not the best piece, but not the worst. Again, not the best piece, not the worst piece. You got some EM, some crit damage, some attack percent. The EM is getting more important as the game progresses because Dendro really focuses a lot on EM. So EM is no longer considered like one of the dead stats. So it's actually a little helpful here. But again, optimally, you probably want crit rate as another stat here. What does that leave you with your crit ratio? 57, 180. Not the best I've ever seen, but you also have to keep in mind they have Lion's Roar, so you don't get any crit stats from this. And that also gives us a lot of attack percent, which clears up my confusion on why you had 2k attack. I forgot that Lion's Roar has attack percent as the substat here. But yeah, all around a very solid Keqing. A little low on the crit rate. I would like to see you pushing 70 or 60% here, but not bad by any means. Overall, I'd say your Keqing is at least a solid 8 out of 10. Let's move on to the next build. Next up is All Hana, and they wanted me to review their Kuki Shinobu. Are we finally going to see another Kuki Shinobu main like myself? I'm hoping here today. It's going to make me happy if we do. Let's see here. Kuki Shinobu, 90 out of 90. Oh, maybe not a main because it only have 12k attack. That's okay, though. It doesn't have to be a Kuki main. Okay, not a Kuki main. Freedom Sword, though, I respect that. I respect that a lot. This is clearly going to be healer / sub DPS reaction based Kuki, which is a perfectly fine build for her, and the build that she's intended to be on, not as a physical DPS. Oh my goodness, never mind. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, purple artifacts. Excuse me? C0, that's fine. Talents are okay, and you have 8 on the normal attack. Okay. Well, I thought this would be more reaction based because you have Freedom Sworn as the weapon, but you're running physical artifact. Okay, so as a Kuki main, I will help you out here. So you're gonna want, obviously, Aquilophonia is gonna be the best in slot for physical Kuki. Second is probably gonna be primarily Jade Cutter. Third, Mist Splitter, also a pretty good option. If you are free to play though, you can use like the Aminama Kaguchi is probably a good weapon. You can craft in the Inazuma Black Shop, and I think that would probably be better for physical Kuki. Freedom Sword, I'd probably say for like Kazuha or somebody who actually needs it more than Kuki does. Obviously, you don't want to be running 4-star artifacts. More optimally, you're going to want to run 5-star artifacts. But if you just don't have them yet, it's fine. Keep in mind, you can always run 2 Bloodstain, 2 Pale too. You don't need to run the 4 Pale set just to force his effect. And also another good option could just be 2 Shimunawas, and then you just run an off piece here. That's also just fine. So let's look at the pieces you have on her anyways. This is a really nice piece. Oh my goodness, 40 crit value. Okay, good piece. That's not bad. I mean, didn't roll into crit damage once, but 21 attack percent is nothing to laugh at. That's a pretty nice piece. I wish I had that for my Kuki. God damn, that's 30 crit value. That's really nice. And obviously purple pieces, I mean, there's not really much to look. They're purple pieces, I mean. Optimally, you're going to want to replace these two. I really recommend, if you are going to try to upgrade your Kuki as much as possible, you want to try to get her on either 2 Bloodstain, a 2 attack percent set like Shimunawa or Glad, or a 2 Electro base set. It makes me so sad because I wanted to give you high rating because I rate the fact that you built physical Kuki because I love physical, one of my favorite characters in the game. But just, you know, the level 5 talents, which to be fair, her talents are pretty garbage, so I can't really recommend upgrading them. And the purple artifacts, Freedom Sworn, it's not what I'd want to see in a physical Kuki. Your split, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, 59, 104, you're still splitting even. 83% physical damage bonus. I think all around, I'm gonna have to give you a 6 out of 10, which makes me so sad to say because you are using physical Kuki. But you know what? I respect you nonetheless for building Kuki as a physical DPS. Let's move on to the next build. And I think this will be the last review that we do for today. But last up, we have Reza. Let's see here. They want me to review their Hu Tao. 28k HP, 187 Elemental Mastery, 1000 attack. Not a lot of attack, but it is a Hu Tao. You do have Staff of Homa. Okay, so your Hu Tao is already broken. Literally nothing else matters. For Crimson, great. Constellation, I'd like to see C1. C1 Hu Tao is probably one of the most broken constellations in the game, but it's not required and I won't dog you for not wailing. 998, hey, not bad. I respect it. But, you know, not 10, 10, 10. Let's see what some of these artifacts are looking. Not a bad piece. Again, flat HP, some flat attack. Not the best thing in the world. Not bad, though. This hat's pretty good. You got some HP, which is good for Hu Tao in particular. Flat HP, again, good for Hu Tao. And crit damage, yeah, good enough. This piece is really, really nice. 27 crit damage, 6% crit rate. Yeah, that's a really good flower. That is a 40 crit value piece almost. Good for you. Again, a really nice crimson piece. Wow, man, how do you get good crimson pieces? I hate this domain. It's so mean to me. Anytime I go into it, I immediately get good pieces of the other set, which is useless on like every character, and always trash pieces of this. So the fact that you have good pieces of this, it makes me jealous. Except this piece. This piece is really bad. Optimally, you want to be running something like HP percent or attack percent on Hu Tao, but, you know, Elemental Mastery, good enough, I guess. It doesn't matter too much. You got some HP, some crit rate, yeah, not a bad piece. This piece, a little cope. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. You're running like 26% crit value, which usually you want to have at least 30%, but you know, it's not bad. You got some energy recharge, some HP. It's good enough. Plus, you have Staff of Homa, so your Hu Tao's broken as it is. What's your split? 8208? Yeah, I mean, you do have Staff of Homa. That makes sense. 61% power damage bonus. Yeah, this is a very, very good Hu Tao. Overall, I say your Hu Tao, based on the artifacts, even though the artifacts are a little non-optimal, you don't have 10-10-10. You do have her best in slot weapon though, and your split is pretty nice. So I'm going to give you a solid 8.5 out of 10. Anyways, guys, I think that is going to be the end of the video for today. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing or leaving a like down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.